Alright, so bad news. We're recording this late and I don't have a recipe. I'm trying to be consistent with uploading it. You can only expect so much of me. Although, did I tell people about that sandwich I made the other week?
Yeah.
I did.
You did.
I?
Yeah.
Man,
the last one we talked on.
I don't think I have any new recipes then. I'm going to set the timer even though it's going to start a little bit late.
Okay.
So what movie are we talking about?
We're talking about a recently released movie called Power Ballad.
Ugh, gross.
Why do you say that?
That wasn't gross. It was just, you know what it was? It was not Red Rocket. Our
It was
first
not.
Movie. But it was a little, I don't want to call it anticlimactic, but I mean, it wrapped, the conclusion was just kind of soft, you know?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I thought it was kind of slow.
You did?
Yeah, looking back on it, I feel like, I don't know. Maybe that's just my...
Well, I think it's all these filler words I'm trying not to use, but why don't you take us through the story, and then I'll give you my 2 cents on the pacing of it.
Okay.
Because I see why you would say it was
You do?
slow.
Okay.
It just wasn't, I don't want to say it wasn't my kind of movie, but you have these two genres, these two people that represent different genres of music from different time periods trying to interact and
I'd say way different ages, too. Not to cut you off or interrupt.
yeah, they were. So, well, take us through the story.
So, the movie stars Paul Rudd and Nick Jonas. And Paul Rudd plays the character Rick, a washed-up wedding singer. And Nick Jonas plays Danny, a fading boy band star. They bond over music and a late night, I'd say during a late night jam session. Danny turns Rick's song into a hit, and Rick sets out to reclaim the recognition he believes he deserves. So, in a sense, Nick Jonas's character steals this song from Paul Rudd's character, and it blows up.
He gives him a chorus on a bridge.
Like one drunken night after a wedding play, and
Who's the Paul Rudd plays what character? I saw this, by the way.
he plays Rick.
Rick.
And he's part of a wedding singer band
Like a
called
tribute band.
Bride and Groove or something.
Right.
And yeah, yeah, that's a good thing to say.
And he's a wedding singer.
Mm-hmm. And they do fine. I mean, they're a wedding singing band. I mean, it's
in
not...
Ireland.
Yeah, that's true.
And they tour around. It's their full-time gig, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think they kind of throughout the story when they get together for this jam session, and this is a song that Rick has kicked around before, and he has played for his daughter when she was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And he has it recorded, but he can't seem to find it. But even before we get to that point, he passes. They're trying to just come up with ideas for new songs when Rick visits. What's Nick's name in the movie?
Danny.
He just happens to bump into him after the wedding, and they bond over music, and they start talking music, and they start jamming together and trying to write down bridges and choruses and craft a couple things like as artists do. They're making art together, and Rick contributes by just throwing out a melody and then the lyrics to a song that he wrote when his daughter was born. But Danny picks it up and develops it, takes it back to Hollywood, and then his manager gets involved, and they produce the hell out of the thing. And then the next thing you know, it's this giant mega hit.
That, yeah, everybody loves and is like number one on all the charts for a long time.
And what I find funny about this is that Rick, having some experience in the music business, and I'm sure they did this for the story, but he wasn't immediately outraged. He's like, hey, this guy's my buddy. I should have some money coming to me. I should try to get in touch with him. Kind of a bohemian hippie type approach.
Yeah.
And then he, of course, gets stonewalled. And he's befuddled. And for anybody who knows anything about Hollywood, it's just this, don't get me wrong, we love the movies, but it's this negative, soul-crushing money trench. And when somebody has a property on their hands that they can plausibly deny anyone helped them with, they're going to hoard the money, and that's exactly what Danny does.
And his management team helps him do that too. I think
those I swear to God, everybody in management and agency in Hollywood, every time they're portrayed, they're just portrayed as complete dirtbags. That's got to be. I've met a few of them before, and I guess you have to work with them. Like, you have to make something and then have somebody steal it or co-opt it from you, and then your view of the business would, of course, radically shift. Because these people, these managers and agents, they're just caricatures when they're in the movie. But he takes this song and it blows up and it gets really big, and he doesn't want to pay Rick his fair share. And as you can understand, it drives Rick a little insane.
a little bit, just a tiny bit.
He kind of comes apart. He starts drinking. He gets in a fight with his bandmates. He gets thrown out of the band. And then at home, he lets it slip how he feels like his wife and daughter took away his dream, or they washed over his aspirations and became, by default, the most important thing in his life, and he had to give up on being a true touring musician. So he kind of feels as if the marriage and the daughter, in his rage, have cheated him out of what would be the good life. And it's obvious, he doesn't really feel this way. He's just angry that he had this thing and he talked to somebody and they made it into something and don't want to give him any credit or money for it, which of course is gross. And there's a lot in this movie about musical styles and tastes, and you cooked up a notebook, which the slide deck that we read, it doesn't really read like a synopsis of a movie. It reads more like an analysis of the differences between music from the 80s or I should say rock from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and the construction of ballads, and music now that is this kind of over-produced and over-synthesized. I don't even know what you call. I couldn't name a current song if you put a gun to my head. But rock is what I grew up with in the 70s and 80s, or even ballads. They're not. I don't know if I wouldn't say they're not. They just don't make them like they used to. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
How many songs have we listened to, like ABBA or James Taylor or Fleetwood Mac? You don't, music that comes out today that the kids listen to, it doesn't. I don't even know if Billie Eilish would. Billie Eilish is a thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Do I sound old? I don't care.
No.
I can recall people who were the age of my parents grumbling about the music that we listened to growing up, saying like, I don't know what any of this stuff is, and I don't know where you hear it. It's too loud. It's, there's too much yelling. That's not music. You ever heard that Bill Burr joke where that's his big fear is to die alone in a studio apartment, like banging on the ceiling, yelling at his neighbors, saying, that's not music?
No, I don't think I've heard that one.
Well, to me it seems like as you age, especially when you get into your 40s and 50s, and you realize that taste is malleable. And it changes from, not even from generation to generation, but it changes every few years. Mm-hmm. And it happens without you necessarily realizing that it's changing. Something new comes out, and it draws your attention to that. And then you have pseudo copycat artists that play off that popular hit, and it becomes a genre. Mm-hmm. And now, any of the music that I listen to, 89X was the alternative radio station that really took off when I was in my maybe sophomore or junior year in high school. Mm-hmm.
I remember 89X.
You don't hear any of that. It's like a top 40 station now that I think is barely in existence. Mm-hmm. But music is... the audience is fickle, and the audience transforms and changes. So what will be interesting is when we're in our 70s and 80s, people who would have been the age of, if we ever, like children, people who are in their late 40s or 50s, listening to them complain about to the younger generation what
about
they're
the
listening
music,
to. Yeah. I don't think I could name, aside from Billie Eilish, I don't think I could name any current artists. Can you?
Yeah.
Well, Luis is younger than I am, ladies and gentlemen.
And
I had a long day of selling honey, so I'm not really with it. Who's hip right now?
Taylor Swift is huge.
I mean, I know Taylor Swift.
Bruno Mars.
Is he? I don't know where that came from. I think I have the hiccups.
Adele.
Yeah, but Adele's been making music for 15
Olivia
years.
Dean, she's new.
I'm feeling
Benson Boone. Louisa likes her pop music. What can I say?
Remember that thing we saw on Instagram about that thing to say to lose the hiccups?
Oh, yeah, uh-huh.
Da, da, da. Do, do, do.
I have no idea what they were, but yeah.
D, da, da, da. Yes, I can't remember the last one, but I think it worked. Yeah, Taylor Swift. Yeah, that's...
I just think... I mean, I'm trying to, translate...
You're making me sound like an old man. Never heard of her. Taylor who?
No, but I mean, I just think that there's, like, I guess, in the words that I can think of right now, there's a difference between, like, classics and music of now, and it's very different.
The term classic is just relative to the person who's talking about it and the age they are. You know, classic rock to a guy who's in his 50s or 60s might mean Leonard Skinner.
Mm-hmm.
But if you could resurrect the dead, someone who's 120 years old would be like, that's still just noise. Like, the good stuff was back when Edith Piaf was making records. And Edith Piaf rocks, but I don't think that the tweens can really get into her. So anyway, Rick gets in a fight with his best buddy, who's the bassist.
I think so, yeah. In the wedding singer band.
What's that guy's name?
I have no idea.
You're supposed to be the resident Google here. You're the one with the laptop. Anyway,
I'm on it.
While she's looking that up, they have a fight and then they make up, which is sweet. And they decide that they're going to go to L.A. to track Danny down. That's his name, right, Danny?
Yep.
That shows you how tired I am, ladies and gentlemen. And in the most absurdist of ways, they track him down to his house at a house party.
So Danny is not Danny. Rick lives overseas, and he is angry and he's upset, and so he buys a ticket to America to go see Nick Jonas' character. Continue.
Yeah, was I rambling there?
No, I just felt like you left a part out or a part it didn't make sense if you didn't know.
Yeah, correct. He takes his buddy, they make up, and they fly to L.A. to see a show. And while they're at the show or on the way, they're scheming how they're going to get time alone with this pop star,
who's having a huge house party at his mansion, and it's like all kinds of people, and security is everywhere. People are watching everything.
Rick finally corners him Danny at his jacuzzi.
Mm-hmm.
Gets in the jacuzzi while he's fully clothed. That doesn't look crazy at all.
No.
Just to ask him, hey, what happened with the song, man? And Danny's a little... I don't know if I'd quite say flippant, but he is a little bit of, hey man, you didn't claim anything to that song. We just kind of came up with it. So to some degree, there's a miscommunication
definitely
as to how it became, who owned it.
Yeah.
But they both kind of air grievances because up to this point, Rick has been blowing up his manager's phone, demanding answers, and I don't believe Danny was getting all the messages.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. There was some things he was left out of.
Yeah, he was being kept in the dark about that.
Mm-hmm.
So words are exchanged and they fight a little bit. And I think the manager gets punched in the face or something.
Yes, I think that's correct.
And did you find that guy's name? His buddy?
So I'm not exactly sure. It could be Sandy. It could be...
Sandy was the character.
Okay. Binzer? Bernie. It's not Kyle because Kyle's the...
Bernie Binzer?
Bernie or Binzer. I don't remember either of those names, to be honest. Oh, maybe it is Bernie, actually. Looking at the picture here.
Is that a character name?
Yes.
So who played him?
Paul Reed.
All right, Paul, way to go.
If I'm correct.
and Paul Reed.
Mm-hmm.
They have a beer behind the Hollywood sign and then decide to go back to Ireland, where thankfully he made these names. It's hard to remember names when you're not really into you.
Well,
I could kind of take I could take it or leave it with this movie. So Danny.
We also saw this movie quite a while ago.
Danny, he makes up with the wife and the daughter, and the daughter happens to be playing around on his computer and finds some old video.
He means Rick. He means Rick.
What did I say, Danny?
Yep.
Oh my God, I'm tired.
When you were just saying, yeah. It's okay.
I meant Rick. Ugh. Am I giving away the ending? I'm giving away the ending.
You're starting to, yeah.
I'm okay. I'm not gonna give away the ending, but there's proper resolution for Rick. You recall that scene where he's out walking and he sees the busker who's just playing on the street corner and those kids rob him?
Mm-hmm.
It seemed to me that's kind of a metaphor for how that industry is. Do you know what I mean? There's artists and creatives everywhere, and they're doing their thing. They're putting their art out into the world, and just some random schmuck comes along and steals the money out of his guitar case.
Yeah.
That's exactly how the Hollywood suits do it, too.
Yeah, I'm just shaking my head. That's, very true. I will also say, in a little movie trivia kind of a way, the director of this movie is John Carney, and he's made several other music-related movies. And the scene that Jay was just talking about with the buskers playing their music and the money getting stolen, they were singing, if anyone knows of it or has seen this movie, a song from the movie once, and it might have actually been the guy from the movie. But anyway.
There was something else I was going to tell you about.
Bit of trivia.
Who, what?
Nothing, I'm just finishing my thought.
This is the worst part about getting old. I can't remember anything. There's not enough ginkgo on earth to help me remember thoughts, after they have entered my head and taken up space for 2 minutes. Then they're gone. I feel like it was just kind of a throwaway, feel-good movie.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I mean, I enjoyed...
It's no Lawrence of Arabia, if that's what you're looking for.
Speaking of classics. I mean, I liked watching it, but I wasn't like, oh my goodness, this is like riveting or grabbing me, or I'm going to tell everybody I know to see this movie. I mean, part of it for me was that
Paul Rudd.
Yeah, actually, yeah. And also in this role, I was curious to see what he would be like. In
this role?
In this role. But also, for me personally, I'd seen the preview so many times. I was like, I really can't wait till this movie comes out so I can see it and figure out, like, what's the big deal.
It's kind of a bummer with movies that you anticipate are going to be amazing and they're just kind of like, eh.
It wasn't bad. It just wasn't like...
Sometimes that's even worse than being bad, is not having an indifference to a movie.
Yeah. I would definitely say that this was one of those movies. But it was fun to watch. I mean, I don't know.
Don't feel bad. I don't really have much else to say about it.
I mean...
I just don't.
Yeah.
And as you know, I've been trying to curb saying and and the guys at Toastmasters give me a real hard time about that. But I'd like to fill up 40 minutes talking about this, but a couple things. A, I don't have the stamina. Not tonight anyway. And B, It just wasn't that kind of movie. If you can get it for free or if you can get it at a discount cinema, knock yourself out. But it's not going to be changing anyone's life.
No.
I liked him better in, what was he in, Role Models?
I don't know that movie.
I think that was it, where him and Sean William Scott, the guy who played Stifler in the American Pie movies.
I know, yeah.
They're in a movie together, and that's a fun movie.
Role Models.
Yeah, this one, it just wasn't, it didn't have a ton of laugh out loud moments.
Yeah, no, it definitely didn't.
Which is a bummer, because anything with Paul Rudd getting hurt is funny.
Yeah.
He's a great, I don't know what you'd call his character, everyman, I suppose. But, yeah, that's where I'm at. Out of 10, I'll give it a 6.
Ooh, that's very generous.
All right, fine, 5. Have it your way. And as I told you, we don't have a recipe this week. Sorry.
We don't.
But I'll have one for you next week. I know I always promise that, but you know what I should do? Is I should come up with a really good recipe, because we are closing in rapidly on 100 episodes. Clearly, I'm the only one who cares about this.
Well, I was just trying to formulate my thoughts before I spoke.
God knows that would take forever. We'd be here all night, ladies and gentlemen.
We already have been here all night.
No.
But I was just going to say,
go ahead,
that since we're coming up on our 100th episode, which is very cool and exciting in itself, but this is kind of a letdown before that. Sorry.
We got to find something good for... wouldn't it be great if Heat 2 was... That's what I was going to say. I'll be really crushed if after all this anticipation, Heat 2 comes out and it's a stinker. I can't imagine that Michael Mann would do that to me, but...
I don't think he would. Or will.
So we're closing in. We'll find... We have to pick a banger of a movie for number 100. We haven't narrowed it down yet, but it's on the horizon. We're only a couple away. Is that it? I think
that's it.
And we're closed.
We're done. Sorry for that letdown of an episode.
Sorry, we'll record one that's earlier in the day when I have a little bit more gas in the tank. But for right now, thanks for listening. Tune back in a week. We'll find something else to watch and blow your mind with our analysis and jibber jabber. Hugs and kisses. Toodaloos.
Thanks for listening. I'm going to put anybody to sleep.
Ooh, that was the wrong one.
No, it wasn't.
That's the right one.
Oh, they sound very similar.